A very good morning, welcome. It's Jeff Laughton online at about 10:15. I'm early today on Friday the 9th of May. It's day 3 of Chester's May meeting today, and I've already filed it in the too difficult drawer. I think too many people think it's Chester or it's Ascot or it's Cheltenham, so I absolutely must bet there because it's on telly, because it's a big meeting. Stop. This is what the bookmakers want you to do. They want to take all your money. Forget these stupid adverts that they put on TV. Take a break, time out, don't bet more than you can afford. When did you last meet a caring bookmaker? They do this because they're forced to do it by the Gambling Commission, and they have to be seen to be protecting their customers. Do me a favour. They want your last drop of blood. They're parasites. They only want losing punters. I repeat, they only want losing punters. If you start winning, they'll restrict your bets and then they'll close your account. People say to me, how can they do that? Well, imagine if you were a drunk driver and you had been caught, say, 3 or 4 times for driving over the limit. Do you think you'd get an insurance company to insure you to drive? Well, bookmakers have shareholders and they have to pay them dividends, and the dividends come from the profit they make. Well, if you're stealing their profits, the shareholders will kick off because their dividends are reduced. So that's why they only want losing punters. Now, to a point, I accept that, and for the last 25 years, I've played a game of cat and mouse with them by opening accounts in other people's names, but I lose an average of 15 to 20 accounts per year. So you soon run out of people to do that. I'm always looking for somebody to place bets for me, especially if you have a losing account. So drop me an email if you can help me on that score. But I just wish bookmakers here would have to play by the Australian rules, where bookmakers over there can't close your account and they have to lay you to lose 500 Aussie dollars, which is just under 250 quid, I think. Now, I think those figures are about right, but I could be wrong. But it's certainly a fact that they can't close your account. And the ironic thing is that Ladbrokes are now big in Australia, and that's what they do over there. They have to play to those rules. But they would fight tooth and nail to avoid bringing it over here. They are, in my opinion, utter vermin who play by one set of rules, and that's theirs. You can't challenge them. You can't go to the Racing Post because the Racing Post survives on the advertising that the bookmaker spends with them. You can go to IBAS or the Gambling Commission, but again, they're like a dog with no teeth. So the only way to get back at these parasites is to take money from them. And if I can teach you to get to that, to do that, that'll do for me. And one of the main criteria, and I'm sorry if you've been around a while, but it's to identify the races to bet in. I'm no hero. I'm not looking to make profit. I'm not looking to back 16 to 1 shots. I'm looking to make profit every day. And if you're following these videos, you'll see that's what I do. I'm after easy pickings where the bookmakers have made a mistake. Not a 16 to 1 shot in a 20-run handicap. That's what the parasites want you to do. No, we'll find the races where only 2 or 3 can win and happily take 6 to 4 or 7 to 4. For example, this week on my private service, we've had 12 bets. 9 have won at prices ranging from 9 to 2 down to 4 to 5. But we've made 32 points profit in just 6 days. So even if you're only having a tenner a point on each horse, it's a profit of £320 in 6 days. So you don't need to find these humongous prices that will seldom hit to make decent profits. So many people have emailed me recently and said that I've helped them change the way they bet and the way they look at racing. And that's what I want to do, not to give you free tips. That won't help you long term. Again, I use the old adage, give a man a fish and he'll eat well tonight, but give him a fishing rod and he'll eat well every day. Anyway, time to get off my soapbox and cover a few races today. But before we start, please hit the subscribe button below so you get notified when I put these videos up. I always say 11 o'clock, but sometimes, like today, I'm early, sometimes I'm late, and sometimes I don't even get the chance to put one up at all. So I was going to go to Ascot today, which would have meant I probably wouldn't have done one, but I've had a rethink. But if you want to know more about my private service and what I am backing, then drop me an email at the address below and inquire regarding, as I say, the private service. There were 2 bets yesterday, 2 winners. Sorry, no, I'm lying to you. There was only one bet yesterday, but it did win. Also, there are things I can't put out publicly on this video for various reasons. So I do have an odds 2 service with roughly 3 to 4 bets per month. Again, if you're interested, drop me a message. So let's look at today's racing, which I thought on the whole was difficult, but I have had a few bets, and well, I say a few, I have a couple of bets anyway. At Ascot in the 150, I like Power Fizz here. He's looked progressive this year. 2 runs back, he beat a horse that we put up last Saturday when that one won. A horse called Cavallo Nero. Before he then ran at Goodwood himself last Saturday. He probably bumped into quite a smart one called Consolidation, and he went down by only a head. But I love the way they both quick and clear of what looked a competitive field, and he wasn't stopping at the line. Ascot has a stiff finish, and I think his finishing kick will suit Ascot. Also, the handicapper has reassessed him since last Saturday, but he can't implement that change until tomorrow. So he is in effect running with £3 less on his back than in the future. In the 220, Ruby's Angel created a decent impression at Newmarket last month. He went off favourite that day, even though he was taking on the likes of Appleby, Balding, Hannon and Burke. He was running well until he got unbalanced in the dip, which many horses can do, before staying on strongly up the hill. Again, she should be suited by this track, and I haven't really had any strong messages against her. In the 255, I'm not told that Charlie Appleby's is quite nice, but may need it. Now, I've got a negative on the 3 Gosden horses, so it's one of those races I won't be surprised if Appleby's wins or he gets beat or whatever wins, to be honest. So I just thought I'd pass that on, but I won't be playing. I thought Chester looked impossible, and if you're betting there, good luck, you'll definitely need it. So at Nottingham, in the 550, the 2-mile race, I spotted one having a float around last time called Somebody Come Together when it finished 7th. Now, this is a poor race today, and what a shame there are only 7 runners. But at the current price of 22 to 1, it may be worth a little interest, tiny interest at that sort of price. And I'm the one that's telling you not to back those, but here I am saying to you, I did spot it last time, so do it. You can do as you wish with that one out. Anyway, in the 7 o'clock, this should centre around the 2 at the front of the market, GG Bliss and Jet Black. GG Bliss ran 2nd last Thursday at Yarmouth, and he's due to go up £2 from tomorrow, whereas Andrew Balding's Jet Black caught my eye last time on 3rd start. That was over a mile. She was well out the back that day and stayed on well enough to suggest that being a half sister to T'Challa, who's about 90 rated now and who won over 1.25 miles, I think that stepping up to that trip in her first handicap with a mark of just 65, she should be competitive. I don't think she's got £10 in hand, but I think she'll be there or thereabouts. In the 7:35, there are 3 at the head of the market. Bosun, not boatswain as people do pronounce it, bosun as in the Navy term, the Navy, you have a bosun on a ship, don't you? So that's how bosun's spelled. So Bosun of the Crisfords hasn't run since early January. I think it was the 3rd from memory. And the medium-term plan is to go to Royal Ascot in 5 weeks. So they're forced into running to get two more runs in before Ascot. Although I know they don't want fast ground. So I know they're not keen on that one tonight. So that would be out of the equation. Chester had 1 on debut, but then 4 of them finished in a heap at Newmarket next time out. And that leaves Masai Moon, who won quite well on the all-weather, but then bombed out in a listed race next time. But that was on heavy ground, and he's been working particularly well on quick ground. And I have to admit, I did have a little bit at 4 to 1 last night. He's been well back, but he's quite well fancied. So I'm going to leave it for there. I know I've gone on and on, but I'll leave it for there. Make sure you hit the subscribe button so you get notifications when these videos come up. Drop me an email if you're interested in the private service or even in the Odds 2 service. And I will speak to you tomorrow at a similar sort of time. Thank you.